Hey, I'm Mark,
And I'm Chris.
and we're the leftovers.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I did not agree to that.
Hey, Chris,
Hey, Mark.
what's happening?
I'm really wanting you to get rid of that. What's happening?
This is a good day.
Yes,
Good
it is.
day, right?
It's always a good day when you're
Always
alive.
a good day. Good day. Good day.
The
You know
day is
what?
always good.
The day is always good.
Things might happen that's in the day that you might feel that are bad, but
Right.
the day's always good.
Hey,
You're alive.
it's not perfect. It's good as you're gonna make it, though.
But I mean, if it's always good,
Always good.
is it worth it?
It's all good. Depends on the level of goodness that
That's
we
correct.
have. Yeah. Preparation.
Preparing for the day.
Preparing for your day. Preparation.
Hey.
Define it, Chris. Go.
Preparation to be prepared for something, or to prepare for something.
Well, that's one way. Something done to get ready for an event or undertaking.
Undertaker.
Undertaker. To prepare for something. So, let's say we're going to have a party. Say you're going to have a party Friday night. Chris is going to have a party Friday night.
No.
I have a joke that goes along with that, but I'm not using it.
Thank goodness.
This is not an R-rated broadcast.
It isn't.
No. We
No.
haven't had to check that box yet.
I got to mark out these jokes.
All right. Chris is having a party Friday night.
No one else is invited.
Look, my story. You get story time in your time. This is my story.
Okay, your story.
All right. So, wow, things got quiet. Oh, I see. Chris has a party scheduled for Friday night. Party. So instead of what we're talking about today, preparation, let's say zero prep work is done at all. He's just like, hey, y'all show up, party. All right. It could be fun, right? Possibly. Or let's think about this. If Chris prepared for a party Friday night, what's that look like?
My wife doing a whole bunch of work.
Well, let's imagine it could be Hawaii themed. Everybody could have on shirts that match with flowers.
We could complain about the government not doing their job. It could be a Maui Hawaiian. Yes, we're using topics.
We just took that right down the road.
Yes, I did.
So everyone wears the same shirt. They have those Lay's on,
Everyone gets laid.
not potato chips. Lay's, Lay's.
I know what a lay is.
Oh, you do?
I've never been laid before, though.
Here we go. Here we go. Preparation always makes things what, Chris? Better.
Makes things prepared for.
Makes them
I
better.
wouldn't say it's always better.
Oh, but would you?
I mean,
I can't think of one thing that is not an improvement if it's unprepared. Did I just say that wrong?
no.
Yeah.
You might have said it wrong, but
You know what I mean?
I understand what you mean.
If you do not prepare for a thing, and then you will prepare for a thing, the prepared one always is better.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, example.
You can do a spontaneous vacation thing where you don't make any plans. You just you drive somewhere. It could be the most terrible thing ever, but you could have the best time of your life with a significant other or a friend or whatever. You don't know what's going to happen from one point to another, whereas
I
with
do not like that.
you might not like that, but other people do. The spontaneity.
Like unprepared spontaneity. Okay.
Yes.
No? So that's an improvement on prepared.
Not always, but I mean,
So you decided forget the party Friday night. We're going to Huntsville, Alabama. We're going to the Space Center. Well, I mean, that's preparing. Okay, you decided. No, that's preparing.
You get in your car and you drive south.
But you decided to get in the car.
That's not preparation, though.
Is it not?
No. Preparing to drive south, you would go take your car, put gas in it, maybe change the oil. You'd pack your car up with things like
Drinks,
clothes,
snacks, Airheads.
There's nothing wrong with Airheads.
Didn't say there were.
But yes, that would be preparing. Whereas you're just sitting on the couch with your wife and you're both bored. You got the next week off by yourselves.
Man. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And so you're like, let's go somewhere. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Let's just get in the car and go.
Drive and see.
There's people who do that. They'll get in their car and they'll just drive.
Sounds fun.
It could be for certain people.
But I would think an improvement on that idea is sitting on the couch with the same person and saying, hey, what about let's go to the ocean next month?
Some people might like that, like yourself. Yeah. But then there's other people that are like, they would rather have the spontaneity of not knowing exactly what's next.
Okay. If I was able to spontaneously go on a
trip, are able,
right? But if I wanted to, I would think that trip would be more fun if I planned it first
for yourself.
Yes,
there are other people out there that's
who matters.
But we're also putting other people in this situation
I don't
as well.
Like that idea, but
you never do. But we do it anyways. But there are people out there that enjoy the spontaneity of not knowing what's next.
I like to do things off the cuff, time to time. But that very thing that I spontaneously was able to do would be more fun if I planned it.
Oh yeah, I ordered this pepperoni pizza. Let's be spontaneous. Let's put bacon on it. Doing something spontaneous after you've planned it.
Okay.
I was doing your type of spontaneity.
I got it. Sarcasm.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not that great at it, but it works.
Sarcasm. Preparing the day. Everyone prepares somehow. I know a lot. I know half of us in this room right now jump out of bed and go straight to work.
And
some prepares for the day. Like some people work out before they start their day. That's how they start their day.
Somebody doesn't have 2 young kids that they can deal with all night long.
Oh, yeah? I did.
I did. 2 young kids. Not anymore.
And so working out is an awesome way to start your day. I wish I could, but I can't. I could.
Why can't you?
That's a good point. I used the wrong word there.
That's right. You used the wrong word.
I just
word life.
Word. Some people start their day out with yoga, like yourself. Yoga. I've heard that's how you.
No, not me. Maybe my wife's
yoga?
brother's girlfriend. Yeah, her.
Goat yoga. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds like
sounds like nastiness because you're gonna have a goat come in there, jump on top of you, and poop on you. Who wants to be pooped on by a goat?
I do.
You're weird.
True. So some people, to clear their mind and to get their day started, yoga is their thing. More power to them. And then others might start their day preparing their mind with prayer.
Or a cigarette.
Or a cigarette. Cigarette's not really preparing your mind, I don't think. Calming your nerves, maybe. Yeah.
So you don't go into work and causing upheaval with all your coworkers.
Let's talk about yoga and prayer and things that I have written down.
You don't want to talk about cigarettes?
Not really. They're nasty. I mean, we're going to come to the same conclusion on that deal.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably would.
Yeah. But starting your day, clearing your mind, opening it up, forgetting, for the most part, the stuff that went on yesterday. Maybe if you're in prayer, asking for some calmness for the day, so you don't cause, what was that, an upheaval?
Cause an upheaval
For the
with
day
your coworkers.
when you show up to work. But I think it's necessary to prepare the day. And I'll tell you something. I wish I could remember the guy's name. I do not. But it just hit me. I heard a few years back, he was, I believe, an admiral in the, something. And he mentioned, when you get out of the bed every day, you need to make it up. And so I've heard a lot of people say, I can't make it up. My wife's in the bed. I can't make. Okay, I get that. I can't make the bed up with her in it. But for young people, for people who do not have a husband or a wife, or maybe they're sleeping in another room, it happens. If you're muted.
That's great. And I'm say a whole sentence and be muted on my own.
You can say it again.
I lost the train of thought.
Some people sleep in separate beds.
There are some married couples that sleep in separate beds because one person has a machine and the other one can't sleep.
There you go. So, if at all possible, you get up in the morning, as good as you can, because we get up early. We're early risers. But if you can, put the sheets back in, the comforter, the pillows, have it looking all good. So at least you have accomplished one thing today. And when you return to your sleeping spot at night, it's all ready for you.
Unless you have two kids that destroy your bed.
And you tell them, if you touch it, But it gives you a sense of at least you've accomplished one thing today. There's other ways to achieve that, of course.
I was about to say.
Yeah. And so we can all strive to get prepared for the day. We can, if we want.
We need to.
Only make it better. We
need to strive to be prepared for the day, because if you're not ready for the day, something's going to come at you and kick you in the teeth. It ain't going to feel good.
You're being kicked in the teeth.
You've never been kicked in the teeth?
I don't think so. Not on purpose.
It really does not feel good.
Not on purpose. Well, I was reading about preparedness, and the Red Cross had a little get-together, and they come up with this deal. It said, create your own emergency plan in 3 steps. Preparedness, if you will. 1, so if you think about disaster that could happen in your area, your home, where you live, and how to prepare for that. It said, with household members, discuss how to prepare and respond to the types of emergencies that are likely to happen where you live, work, or play. So you would get your household members, people that you live with, and discuss, hey, we could have a tornado in Tennessee. It could happen. It could hit right where you live. We're not going to have a hurricane. If we do, you can't prepare for that.
We could have floods.
If we have a hurricane in Tennessee, it's bad.
I don't think that's possible.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. If that happened, you cannot prepare for that. No, we can.
Only
have floods,
God can make that.
and have had some floods.
Oh yes,
around here, and to prepare for 100-year flood that we had a few years ago. I don't know that you could rightly prepare for that, except to say, I think common sense comes into play. If water starts coming in your house, get high. Not, get high, but literally
Get high.
not on your own supply, though.
But I mean, there's always there's the saying that is, prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
I like that.
So it's like
I like that on a T-shirt or something.
we should have prepared for the worst.
Two things that never lie: mirror and the Word of God. I heard that this morning on the way to work. I thought it was cool.
Mirrors can
I
lie.
had to put it out. No,
Yeah,
mirrors do not lie.
they can.
How?
You have the mirrors at like a fun house.
Not talking about trick mirrors.
It's
Just
still a
talking about-
mirror.
I didn't
That
say
is
all
still a
trick
mirror.
mirrors. I said mirrors.
Which encompasses trick mirrors.
That's a trick mirror. It's not even real. It's plastic.
It still is a mirror.
If it's not glass, it don't count. Plastic mirrors do not count.
You can make a glass mirror do
Nope.
that.
It's going to break. All right. That's all that. All right. The Red Cross. Discuss what's going to happen in your area. Area.
You make fun of me for saying I ain't.
Area. For us, tornadoes, floods, fires. We had a house fire when I was a kid. And boy, I'm going to tell you something. I was only kindergarten-ish age, and we lost totally half of the house and superficially the other half. But man, when you lose everything, you think about everything you own right now, and it's gone tomorrow.
I can't think of that.
Yeah. It's awful. And here's a way, just so happened, we were staying with my grandmother in Sparta. Sparta? You know what Sparta is? Sparta. So yeah, we were staying with my grandmother and we got the phone call that the house was on fire.
On fire.
That ain't what you want.
No.
And so, we hurried back home, and half the house is a 100% loss, and the other half is smoked up. And so, how do you prepare for that? I had a thought. What if you left some clothing items and special pictures or CDs or DVDs you have with your pictures and all on there? Maybe you left them at someone else's house.
Yeah.
And that would be, I don't know anybody who is that prepared, not even myself.
I don't know if, like, personally people that are that prepared, but I know there's companies that are.
Yeah.
What they'll do is they'll have all of their computer information, they'll have one backup on site, but majority of the time they'll pay for a server farm to hold their backup off-site. So
anything like a chicken farm?
no,
Okay. Just chicken.
it's where it's a company that literally just all it is a cloud server. Well, it can be a cloud server that will hold all of your information that you're wanting to back up in a place off-site. So you can have your first backup. Say your computer goes down and you have to get a new computer. You can have it backed up on your on-site computer
You're
or your on-site server
backed up.
backed up. But say your whole business gets burnt down to the ground.
That's not what you want.
It's not what you want,
But
you have that information backed up on another place off-site.
yep. That's preparation 101 right there.
But there's companies that make it so that people can have like pictures and stuff saved. There's a company I know of that you can send in your pictures and the images, pictures, paintings. If a family member did a painting or something, it's not like something that you can make money off of, but it's a sentimental painting. You can send them the pictures and everything, and they can put it in a digital form.
Mm-hmm.
and they'll send you everything back, the photos, but then you'll get a disc or a thumb drive or something that has all that stuff on there digitally. But to be safe, they'll keep a copy of everything so that if, say, your house does burn down and that thumb drive or CD was in the fire, you have it right there. They can just send you another.
What if you were so prepared and you kept your stuff at someone else's house and their house caught fire and
their house and your house burnt down?
Same time. That's just some awful luck right there.
Yes.
So the Red Cross is asking us about things that would happen in our area. That was number 1. Number 2, you need to check the responsibilities for each of the members in the household and how will you work together as a team. Unit. So
there's no I in team, but
okay, Chris, if the house catches fire, you're going to grab this and that and the other thing, and you're going to get the extinguisher, and you're going to go outside. Maybe. I don't know what your instructions are. Anyway, if you go over your instructions, enough times, it's in your mind that if a flood happens, tornado happens, fire happens, at least you have some idea. I often wondered if the house caught fire. I've thought this since I was a little kid. If the house caught fire and you're in the end of the house where there's no way out but a window, and the windows are small, they're not gigantic floor-to-ceiling windows, you're going out the window.
Yes.
If you want to live. But the smoke is the difficult thing in a fire. Not so much the flame, although flame's pretty rough, but the smoke's going to get you suffocated. You're going to go out.
Oh, what's that thing that they call it?
Stay low. Get low, get low, get low. Something like that.
No.
I think that's it. How do you get out of the house fire? Get low, get low, get low.
Venting. That's what firefighters do. They'll get on the roof and they'll cut a hole out.
Smoke out.
Well, it's not the smoke. It's you have all that air that's trapped inside. So if you break a window or something,
it's all going to rush your way.
All that air comes in there to feed the fire.
See, that's one of the responsibilities we need to go over.
And it's called they have to vent the fire, so they'll get on the roof or somewhere and cut a hole in the roof to vent the fire, so that when they bust in the front door, they don't have a big fireball coming at them.
See that? Wow. I bet we have a coworker that knows all that.
Yeah, me.
No, you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Security guy. And number 3, practice the elements in your plan as often as you can. So, if you thought, okay, we hear the tornado warning, it's going off. Let's pretend the electricity is already off. Okay, here's what we do, here's what we do, here's what we do. And practice that as often as you can. They give you all these, and I've heard them my whole life, and rarely do I act on them.
Do you prepare?
No, I don't. I'm prepared to. Maybe, I don't know if this is possible, maybe you've heard something so many times that it's just white noise.
You heard something so many times and it hasn't happened, so it's just like...
Don't throw me in the briar patch. Briar rabbit. You know the story? No. Oh, goodness. How old are you? 20?
Nope.
25? Close.
I'm a little younger than that.
Closer. Practice as many times as you can. Wildfire, floods, we talked about all that. But yeah, preparedness is a good thing.
Yeah, but what about when you get made fun for it? I mean,
being prepared? Who's going to make fun of you?
Well, there's plenty of people. They make fun of these people called preppers.
Wow. That was my next line of thought.
And I took
what I've got written.
And I took it from you.
You stole it.
This is a give and take.
But
I take, you give.
When you well, it'd be someone's opinion.
Yes.
But when you okay, and we'll have to get to my third page.
People thought all the time about these preppers that were preparing for a disease to come over and overtake the United States. We got pretty daggone close with that with COVID.
But preppers, as you will, prepping,
preparing
is not terrible. But when it encapsulates your life, it can be difficult for others to understand that.
Yes.
So now that we're talking about prepping or survivalism, as it was known a couple of 20 years ago.
A couple of 20 years?
Yeah, there's different ways to say things.
There are, but
there you go.
They're not right.
Figure that one out. Smart boy.
I figured it out.
Or did you?
I did.
I had a comma in there.
Hey, you call me smart boy.
I had a comma.
A comma?
Huh? Or was it
Patrick Mahomes?
Or was it a semicolon?
It's a colon.
You colon.
My colon's backed up. Back to the topic.
Speaking of preparation, preppers or survivalist.
Survivalism.
That is, yeah, that's the ism for a survivalist.
Or we're talking about the surviving, not the person.
So I was reading on this Google search I did about preppers, and it gave me a list, and I did not think that this list was what's the word?
Correct.
This list was, what is it when it's one-sided and
biased?
Thank you. That's close enough. Well, when I say this list to you, you tell me your first thoughts. Google search of a preppers list gives me, on the short list, knife, water, first aid kit, flashlight, rice and beans, so on and so forth. Roughly. Mm-hmm. Hydration systems. It started repeating itself, so I got the highlights.
The gist.
Yeah. Didn't say a word on there about a gun. That was weird to me 24 hours after I read it. It just came to me. Most preppers, if quote unquote, would want a weapon.
Yes.
That was not on that list.
Correct.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, if you're someone like myself that has been into politics for the past decade or so.
2 months.
A lot longer than 2 months. But I have my ear to the
grindstone.
I have my ear to the ground listening.
To the people. You're the man of the people.
But you know that a lot of these Silicon Valley companies, like Google, is very left-leaning. So anything about a gun, they're not going to talk about.
Put knife on here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guns are.
It's a weapon.
It is it's a weapon, but you don't hear all the time about stabbings. You hear all the time about.
Didn't have anything on there about a generator either. It seems like
well, depending on what it is, the generator might not work. An EMP.
EPMD.
An EMP, electromagnetic pulse. Yeah.
EPMD was a rap group in the 80s.
Run DMV?
No. See. How is prepping? Most of us terrible writing here, Chris. Most of us was like to prepare in
You want to get your thought together, then say?
Most of us would like to prepare in some way. Like in the mind, we're like to say, hey, I would like to be prepared for a heavy snow or a flood or a couple of days off from work unexpected.
That would be great.
You would like to be prepared for that. Have a little extra cash on the side.
Yeah.
Have some warm clothing and stuff stuck away, easily accessed. My problem with that is when you get those clothes out, they smell. They smell just old. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my problem is as soon as you put something away to be stored for preparation, then you end up needing it.
Well, I haven't run into that. I don't guess. Or maybe I'm just not prepared.
You're not prepared.
I've got warm clothes, but yeah, like the warm clothes that you wear under your clothes in the wintertime.
Long johns?
Long johns. I have a spot for them. And so and you don't wear them, but that really cold time in the winter, and when you get them out, it's like they just smell funny. I guess you should wash them and then wear them, but you know, who washes clean clothes? I don't know. Some people.
Well, if they smell funny, are they clean?
Yeah, they were washed when they put in there.
Okay, but then they've been sitting there for how long?
Yeah, probably 8 months or
Yeah, so they're dirty.
they smell.
All the dust and everything.
No dust. They're stuck back, and maybe I need to put them in a Ziploc thing and put a dryer sheet in there with them or something.
Or a vacuum sealed bag.
Ooh, I like the way you think. That's preparation 101.
I mean, isn't that how we decided to come up with this podcast? You like the way I think?
Vacuum sealed bag?
You like the way I think?
I do like the way you think.
Which is how we came up with this podcast.
Howie Mandel?
No.
Is Howie?
I'm not a germaphobe.
Oh, yeah? Howie's a good guy.
I didn't say he wasn't. I just say he's a germaphobe.
You ever seen his podcast?
No.
Good stuff. Watch it sometime. Live a little. All right. When prepping totally encapsulates your life,
Then it can be a bad thing.
whereas that's all you think about. You know, when you're at work and you're working and you're sorting cogs.
Or you can't work because all you're thinking about is how are you going to prepare?
One more sack of rice, Mylar bags, filtration for water. Watch out for the zombies.
Preparation's not a bad thing until it causes you to
Hate everybody. Save my rice and beans.
You don't
Maybe
have to be a
some
prepper
macaroni.
you don't have to be a prepper to not like anybody.
True.
You could just not like anybody.
I was thinking, you know, extreme prepper in the basement, storing up some more ammo.
in his basement or his mom's.
Yeah, exactly. So it could overtake your life, like anything. And I was writing here something that wasn't on Google. Growing a garden, canning vegetables and whatnot for long-term use.
I think a lot of people get away from prepping, like what you were just saying, the garden or canning. That's a lot of work. People don't want to put in that work.
It is work. But at the end of the day, you're sitting there in the wintertime, you'd like some cayenne peppers. There they are, sitting right over there in a can. Open that jar up.
Are those easy to grow here?
Oh, simple. You can throw them in the dirt and not do anything to them.
I know there's certain peppers that we can
Cayennes
grow
are
here.
so easy, and they're so good. I love some cayenne peppers. Love some cayenne peppers. Like tomatoes. I think they're simple to grow. I don't like tomatoes, but if I did, I'm pretty sure I could grow them.
Cherry or regular?
Yes.
No, regular, like the
Big one.
apple size ones. Those are harder to grow.
Yeah, you just need to know what you're doing. I guess there is a little more to it than throwing some seeds in the dirt, hoping for the best.
Yes.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
The only reason I know that is because
Because you
it
tried
was
it.
either, my in-laws tried growing tomatoes, and they quit growing them this year because of the difficulty. That, and I kept stealing them.
Stealing them? I tell you one thing a lot of people overlook growing tomatoes is the space between the plants.
Yes.
It needs to be far apart. You want large plants and large tomatoes, leave some space. When you cram them all together, you're getting nothing.
Well, my problem is I always have the recipes I want to try.
Mhm.
Because I'm one of those weird people that likes to watch like Food Network and
Oh, I go through spells. And prep work and cooking. Oh my goodness! If you want to actually cook a good meal, you've got vegetables and meat and potatoes and all the things. There's prep work involved in all that. Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
A meal I saw, it's a dish that I saw on Food Network, and guy took pork chop, he butterflied it, which is cutting it in half, long way, so it folded open, it looks like a little butterfly. But then you take prosciutto, or you can take bacon. He said you could do either. He had prosciutto.
You're going to have to explain that one. Prosciutto?
I'll do that later.
What is it? Is it
It's a meat.
meat?
It looks kind of like bacon,
No.
but it's sliced like extremely thin. But it's got a bacon taste to it. Or a bacony. So you butterfly the pork chop, you put the prosciutto on there, and then mozzarella cheese, and then he didn't, because he can have gluten and my wife can't. He took it and he breaded it and deep fried it. Since my wife can't have breading, so I can't bread it, I just took it and I pinched the edges around it to keep the mozzarella cheese inside, and I put it in our air fryer. Talking about good. Cut it open, the cheese just ooze out.
Not a big cheese guy.
You're weird.
Yep.
But I guess that's also my
But I'll eat a
bowel
cheeseburger
problem.
on top of anything.
a cheeseburger on top.
Oh, yeah.
A pizza with a cheeseburger right there on top of it.
So the name of the program this week is Preparation. And you kept saying Preparation H when we were discussing it. Do you know what the H stands for in preparation?
Hemorrhoids.
It's not hydrocortisone.
Hemorrhoids.
It actually is.
Preparation for hemorrhoids.
They have Preparation H with hydrocortisone.
I don't know what that is.
Hydrocortisone, you put it on different. Trust me, I studied on that way too. I've never used Preparation H.
Put it on a pizza.
I guess you could, but it. Yeah. Just get off of that subject.
Because you don't like to talk about it. Maybe somebody
really
here,
don't.
maybe somebody that's listening to this wants to hear about your hemorrhoids.
I do not want to talk.
Or mine. I could have them as well.
I do not. I will not. I do not.
Well, if we want to talk about mine,
We do
was a
not.
joke.
Cut his microphone off, keyboard man. Gotcha. So, I was reading Exodus the other day,
the Exodus.
and I was making the Exodus. Prepare to meet thy God. There's a preparation to be made to meet God.
The preparation is to obey his word.
But not everybody believes that,
Nope.
nor will they. But with my own believing, preparing to meet God, that is something that over the years has changed for me. God has not, but I have. And at a younger age, thinking about my preparations to meet God looked way different than they do right now.
Because you're a lot closer to that time.
This is true.
I don't mean that as a dig.
No, your way of thinking as you get older,
yes,
changes.
Because I was on Wednesday nights at church. I'm helping with the high school teen boys, and we had this discussion. I'm like, I can remember when I was their age, and thinking about the end was not high on my priority list. Because, I mean, when you're a teenager, you think you can take on the world.
Yeah. Life's going to last forever.
Then you hit the age of 30, and you take a wrong step off of a ladder, and your ankle hurts for 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, I mean, you at different times in your life, you have different views on the preparation or preparing. Because when you're that young, you don't think about preparing for losing your life.
Not much of anything.
But then
But there are people that, and I haven't witnessed this yet myself, but as they get older, and possibly around my age, maybe a little older, and they think they're 18 again and try to act it. I wonder if it's up in their mind as well. You know.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I'm 18 again. I'm indestructible. I'm going to live forever. And I believe our soul will go on forever. But these old skin that we're carrying around right now, these old achy bones, it's not.
Achy, breaky heart.
It's gonna wear out.
Yes.
And so preparedness for our afterlife. That's something that I have considered for lots and lots of years. What that looks like, how it's going to feel, you know.
Oh,
Runs through my mind.
yes. I think it does with everybody at some point.
I would think so. I wouldn't think I was the only one. I hope not.
But, I mean, I can just say from my own perspective, I believe in God.
Yep.
And I believe that there's a heaven, there's a hell. But then you also get those sneaking thoughts in the back of your head, like, what if there is nothing?
What if there isn't? Yep.
Then,
That's legit. It's a legit question.
Yeah.
And many people are scared to ask it,
I don't think
especially out loud. It's okay to have it up here, but
No, I
mention that out loud.
I don't even think it's safe to have in your head, because
Really?
it can turn into, because that's a lot of my problem is when I get to think about something, it becomes a lingering thought,
Yeah.
and having that linger in your head is not good.
I don't know. I think questioning is always, is always good.
Questioning is not the
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
The problem is when it's like with preparation, too much preparing, or when it's all you think about, is not good for you.
No. It should be, yeah. You have to level that deal out.
Yes.
And so if you were asking, you know, if what I'm thinking is right, well, there's no way to figure that out until you die. You know, that's the only way to figure that deal out.
And even with Christianity, you can tell others what you believe, and you can tell them what you believe is right and wrong, but
They have to
they
know
have
it.
to, yeah,
They have to know their role. You know what I mean?
know your role,
Shut that mouth.
jabroni.
So we all can be prepared. Should be prepared.
Be prepared.
I'm just thinking tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow for work you're going to be early because you're going to be prepared.
You're wrong.
You don't want to be prepared. That's what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is I have 2 kids, and the youngest one my wife gets, because she has to wake up on and off with him throughout the night, even though last night was the first night in forever that he slept through the entire night.
You see this?
Yeah, I don't care.
You know what that is?
It's the world's tiniest violins. It's actually you rubbing your two fingers together and being a jerk.
You're the only one that's ever had 2 kids. Come on, man.
I'm
We've
not
all
saying
been
that.
through it. It's fun. You'll look back in a few years and be like, man, I missed that time. That was awesome.
Definitely with
Yep, you will. Trust me.
my daughter right now with her. She's going on teenager, being as young as she is.
Here's what we want to say. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening.
And if we could get some feedback from you guys, we will use it on the show.
If
We'll
you could,
mention you on the show. We'll say what you want us to say on the show. As long as it isn't R-rated,
you might say what somebody wants you
I'll
to say on the
say
show.
whatever. I'll say what
I'm a little different on that.
you send us a text of the word preparation or prep.
Or if you put preparation H, I'll
I
laugh
will
at
not
it,
mention it.
and I'll laugh at it.
615-330-3644. Leave us a message, and please, if you guys would,
Please.
Alexia, if you guys would share.
Please share this on any platform, whether it's sharing through iTunes or Spotify or Amazon, but sharing it on your Facebook, your Instagram.
And hey, we've got some things coming up. Guest, possibly in the future. We're working at it. This isn't as easy as it sounds. I know we make it sound really easy. It's not that easy. We've got some specials working in the future.
We're working.
And we'll see how that goes. Thank you. But again, prepare.
Be prepared.
That's what Chris said.
I'll stop singing.
Again, thank you guys for listening.
We'll try to do this again next time.
Yep.